Ken Jennings holds the record for the longest winning streak in Jeopardy history, and has amassed over $4 million as a contestant on the game show. Ken, who previously won 74 consecutive Jeopardy games, has taken over as a full-time host of the series. Who is Jeopardy host? Ken Jennings. Ken Wayne Jennings III is a Jeopardy champion and the highest-earning player in the show's history. He was born on May 23, 1974, in Edmonds, Washington, a suburb of Seattle. His father was a lawyer employed overseas, and Jennings spent 15 years growing up in South Korea and Singapore. Having returned to the U.S., Jennings initially attended the University of Washington but later transferred to Brigham Young University in 1996, where he met his future wife, Mindy Bohm. Jennings and Mindy now have 2 children, Dylan and Caitlin Jennings. At university, he studied English and computer science. Jennings also holds the record for the highest average number of correct responses per game in Jeopardy history. He was finally defeated during his 75th appearance in the series, earning nearly $5 million in winnings. Prior to his guest hosting role, Jennings returned to the franchise in 2020 on Jeopardy! The Greatest of All Time, where he won against Brad Rutter and James Holzhauer. Before his game show days, Jennings worked as a software engineer. The Trivia Wiz has appeared on multiple game shows over the years. Some shows he has been on include Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?, Grand Slam, 500 Questions, and Stump the Master. Jennings also appeared on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire as a frequent expert for the Lifeline Ask the Expert. Further, he appeared as a contestant on Millionaire in 2014 during the show's Guinness World Records edition-themed week. Jennings won $100,000 after deciding to walk away on his $250,000 question despite having made the right prediction. In 2023, he took on mayim Bialik on Celebrity Wheel of Fortune and nabbed $72,800 for the Equal Justice Initiative. When did Ken start hosting Jeopardy! Former Jeopardy! host Alex Trebek died in November 2020 after struggling with pancreatic cancer. After a series of guest hosts, officials announced that producer Mike Richards and actress mayim Bialik would be taking over as co-hosts. However, in August 2021, Richards resigned and Jennings was announced as his replacement, having previously hosted the shows as a guest. Jennings split hosting duties with mayim. In July 2022, it was announced that mayim and Jennings would continue to host together for season 39. After the show's summer 2023 hiatus, it was revealed that Jennings would take over as the permanent host for season 40. The show's 40th season kicked off on September 11, 2023. Jennings also hosted the second season of Celebrity Jeopardy, which premiered on September 27, 2023. Ken Jennings is more than just a game show host, he is a cultural icon in the world of trivia and one of the most celebrated figures in television history. Best known for his record-breaking winning streak on Jeopardy! And his subsequent role as the show's permanent host, Jennings has become a fixture in the American entertainment landscape. But who is Ken Jennings, and how did he go from being a humble computer programmer to the face of one of the most beloved quiz shows in history? Early life and love for trivia. Born on May 23, 1974, in Edmonds, Washington, Ken Jennings grew up in a household that fostered intellectual curiosity. As a child, his father's work as an international lawyer took the family abroad, and Jennings spent much of his youth living in South Korea and Singapore. While living overseas, he developed a love for trivia, watching reruns of American game shows to feel connected to home. These early experiences laid the foundation for his passion for trivia and general knowledge. After returning to the U.S., Jennings attended the University of Washington before transferring to Brigham Young University, where he majored in computer science and English. It was during his college years that he honed his trivia skills as a member of the school's Quiz Bowl team, a competitive trivia league that pits teams of students against one another in fast-paced question-and-answer formats. This experience would prove invaluable when he later found himself on the set of Jeopardy! The Jeopardy! Streak. Ken Jennings shot to fame in 2004 when he appeared on Jeopardy! for what would become an unprecedented 74-game winning streak, the longest in the show's history. His run began on June 2, 2004, and lasted until November 30 of the same year, when he was finally defeated by challenger Nancy Zerg. By the end of his streak, Jennings had amassed $2,520,700 in winnings, cementing his place in Jeopardy! Lore. His success wasn't just about the money or the streak, it was about how effortlessly Jennings seemed to answer even the most obscure questions. His calm demeanor and quick reflexes made him a fan favorite, and his knowledge base appeared nearly limitless. Throughout his time on the show, Jennings became a symbol of intellectual excellence. Audiences were captivated not just by his trivia prowess but by his humility and wit. He wasn't a flashy contestant, nor did he boast about his achievements. Instead, he won over viewers with his quiet confidence and genuine enthusiasm for the game. His ability to balance high-level knowledge with relatability made him a household name. Life after the streak. After his Jeopardy! Streak came to an end, Jennings did not fade from the spotlight. Instead, he parlayed his success into a multifaceted career. He wrote several books, including Brainiac, Adventures in the Curious, Competitive, Compulsive World of Trivia Buffs, which offered an in-depth look into the world of competitive trivia and his personal journey on Jeopardy! He also authored Maphead, a book about geography enthusiasts, and collaborated on a trivia-focused children's book series. Jennings became a frequent guest on talk shows, podcasts, and other television programs, where he was often called upon as a trivia expert or cultural commentator. His affable personality and dry sense of humor made him a favorite guest on late-night shows like The Colbert Report and The Tonight Show. One of Jennings' most notable post-Jeopardy! Accomplishments was his participation in various Jeopardy! Tournaments, including the 2011 Jeopardy! Tournament of Champions where he faced off against fellow champions Brad Rutter and Watson, the IBM supercomputer. Although Watson ultimately won the tournament, Jennings' participation further cemented his status as one of the greatest Jeopardy! Players of all time. In 2020, Jennings returned to Jeopardy! For the greatest of all time, GOAT, tournament, where he once again faced Brad Rutter and James Holzhauer, another record-breaking contestant. Jennings triumphed, winning the title of the greatest Jeopardy! Player in the show's history and solidifying his legacy.